Hey guys, welcome back to another video. And before we get into today's video, I wanted to make a quick announcement. So I did start a Patreon. If you'd like to support this content on a much deeper level, feel free to check the link in the description and become a supporter of my Patreon. You'll get access to my private Discord, where I'll be giving kind of real-time trades and a lot of trades that I otherwise don't mention on this channel. If you're interested in that and you like my analysis, feel free to check the link in the description. Alright, now on to the video. So as I kind of mentioned in my previous video, we'd see a breakout of this bull flag and a move up to this 3400 area. I'll put an annotation of that video somewhere above. Seeing that now, we're right back at about this 3400 area. I mentioned that you had a decent trade against that 3200 area, where you were risking about 40 handles for about 120 to 160 handles. That trade played out. You had a pretty good risk reward entry. And now I think we're coming into a spot where you can actually short, as I said. So where I'm going to be kind of looking to short against are these highs here. These highs at about 3420. I would look to short against this 3420 level. That's also this previous high back here. So there's probably going to be a lot of overhead supply at this level. As I said, we're kind of building out an ABC wave down here, I believe, after kind of completing this long-term 5-wave cycle higher. Shorter term, it's built out this ABC wave here as well, and it's building out this first wave here. The most common place you're going to fail in Elliott wave theory is on that first wave, and usually that's when the longer term trend overtakes the shorter term trend. And that's kind of what we're going to see here. We're going to see this B wave build out to about 3400, probably undercut those recent lows, run stops below them, see it move down to about this 3000 area, potentially even drop right below 3000, maybe to about 2990, run stops on this 38.2% retracement. I think that could be possible. The reason we go below 3,000 slightly would be basically just to undercut that psychological demand. I think it's possible we see something like that. But overall, I do think we get a move to about 3,050. That's its 38.2% retracement of this 5-wave cycle higher, usually where you're going to head to on an ABC wave. Also, its measured move in this case is about 400 handles lower. So if we top out at about 3,400, well, that gives you about 3,000. So it's right in line with that 3,050 level, and it's also in line with that kind of psychological demand below. As I said, I do think it's possible we undercut that 38.2% retracement. On these long-term Fibonacci levels, you usually get 1 or 2 days below that level, and then you'll kind of close back above and then see a move higher. Overall, I do think this is kind of building out a longer-term bull flag here, where then you can get a great entry at about 3,000 again, and we'll actually see new all-time highs from there and a push to about 4,100. 4,100 is its 161.8% extension of its range. From its initial drop back here to its lows here, 161.8% extension sits right at about 4,100. That's my long-term target. That's where I think we're headed before maybe coming to an end of a bull cycle. And I think there's a really high chance we see that 4,100 level. I think there's still a lot of bearish sentiment in the market, and I think that's going to propel us all the way to about 4,100. Past that point, I actually think that's where you'll get kind of an overly bullish market, and we'll see significant downside again. Again, this video is just kind of reiterating my views on my last video because we've kind of come into this 3,400 level. So I want to give an update on a way I would go around trading this. And the way I would go around trading this is to short against this 3,420 handle, use that as my stop, and I would look to target about 3,050. In this case, you're risking about 40 handles for about 330 handles. So great risk reward, almost a 1 to 10 risk reward in this trade. Depends on where you get short at. You can probably get a 1 to 10 risk reward in this trade because we'll probably move up a little bit higher here in the short term. But this is about a 1 to 10 risk reward in this trade. Amazing risk reward shorting here. Hopping over to the options chain, I kind of wanted to mention another way you could go around trading this. You could take these November 2nd 330 calls at about 6 to 6.5 in premium. I think that could be a decent entry here. I think these could see as high as 25 in premium. You've got almost about a 1 to 4 to 1 to 5 risk reward in this trade. Pretty good risk reward. Not really the kind of risk reward I look for in options, so this wouldn't fit my risk profile. I look for a 1 to 10 risk reward in my options trades, so this doesn't fit my personal risk profile, but I know a lot of people like risk reward trades like this in options. Just me, because I take really high risk options trades, usually with a small amount of my portfolio, so that's kind of how I go around trading options. So this doesn't fit my risk, but it probably does fit yours. Anyways, these 330 calls have a pretty good risk reward, about 1 to 4, 1 to 5. So you've got a great entry here. I'd say at around 6.5, you'd have a really good entry. And I think these could see as high as 25 in premium. And yeah, that's kind of my views on the SP500 right now. I do think you can short against that 4,200 level. We'll probably undercut these lows and see a longer term C wave down to that 3,050 level. Maybe undercut 3,000. To run stops below that psychological demand, and then see him move back above and actually break out of this kind of long-term bull flag we're building out here. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or it helped you out in some sort of way, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.